Is violence ever okay in school? Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Do I have a topic for you today? Violence and zero tolerancy policies. Are these really feasible? What has me asking this question is a news story that I saw recently where in a school in Alaska there were 7 boys who supposedly wanted to protest a transgender female transitioning to male going into a boys' bathroom and using it. So their way of supposedly protesting it was to go into a girl's bathroom, 7 boys in a girl's bathroom, trapping 2 female students in the bathroom who had absolutely nothing to do with the situation. Wouldn't allow them to leave. One girl was supposedly in a stall or something. She hadn't realized that the boys had even entered the room. The other girl felt scared and threatened when they would not allow her to leave the bathroom. So she proceeded to knee one of the boys in the groin and run out. While yes, all these boys, all 7 boys, were supposedly suspended from school or got in trouble in some way, the article didn't really say, but they did get in trouble. The girl was also suspended for kneeing the boy in the groin. In one of the statements given from the school to the news, they said, and I quote, that I may have to look over here for it, the students and staff concerned for their safety are encouraged to contact a building administrator, a safety assistant, or call 911. Now, my question is, if there are 7 boys trapping this girl in a bathroom, how is she supposed to do any of those things? Quite honestly, trying to say that you were protesting a transgender student is a very easy out these days. It's something that's all over the news and been in the news for years now, and a very viable reason for a boy to say he's in the bathroom protesting. Truth of the matter is, nobody but those 7 boys know why they were really in that bathroom, and that girl felt threatened. So she should have just let them do whatever they wanted to do to her in the eyes of the school system and with the current school policies. That is BS. That is BS. For all we know, these boys, these teenage boys, could have been planning on the R word. Sexual misconduct towards this girl. For all we know, they could have been up to completely no good. The girl felt threatened. They would not let her out of the bathroom. They were literally holding her there against her will, which is against the law. And she doesn't even have the right to protect herself. I believe this girl being punished, it sets a precedent. It tells the other girls, if you defend yourself when you feel threatened in this manner, there will be repercussions. And that's not a very good message to send these kids. I actually have a personal story kind of like this. Well, not exactly. It wasn't sexual in nature. But when I was a teenager in high school, I had gotten into a fight with my best friend. The fight was broken up by an actual police officer, not a guard or anything, but an actual police officer who was at the school. And due to policy, if an actual police officer breaks up a fight at school, both parties automatically go to juvenile. So I got put in juvenile and I was charged. And I went to the first offenders program because I was a pretty good kid and I never really got in trouble. We went in front of a judge, me and my father did. And my father started, saying that I was just defending myself. That judge told my father that I should not have defended myself because of the zero tolerancy policy. And my father looked at her and said, "So If somebody's beating the crap out of her, or a group of kids are beating the crap out of her, what is she supposed to do? That judge told me to get down on the ground and cover my head the best I could. My dad looked at this judge and said, no way she's doing that. And he looked over at me and he says, I don't care how many times I have to pick you up from juvenile. What this judge is telling you could get you killed. You'll have every kid in that class at that school beating the crap out of you, and you could end up unconscious, in a coma, or dead. You are to defend yourself, and I'll come out down here every day if I have to, and I will bail you out. And honestly, I believe my father was right. Situations like mine, where I needed to defend myself because I was attacked, and situations like this girl, where there's 7 guys trapping her in the bathroom, could possibly... YouTube don't like the R word, could possibly do that to her. That's BS. If you are in a situation where you feel threatened, I don't care if you're male or female, if you feel threatened like someone's gonna hurt you in that manner, you have every right to defend yourself. I think the zero tolerance policy, quite frankly, it goes against human nature. We are somewhat of a violent species, and I'm not saying we should have violence in school, but there are going to be those that break those rules. And when someone breaks those rules, the other party should have the right to defend themselves. Just like in law itself. In law itself, when you're assaulted, you have the right to defend yourself. There are self-defense clauses. You know, people can always go to court and plead that they were defending themselves. But yet we do not extend that right to our children. Why are we not extending that right to our children when we have that right as an adult to defend ourselves? In no way do I condone violence at all, but I do condone defending yourself. Adults have the right to defend themselves when they're attacked. Children should have the right to defend themselves when they're attacked. It's only right. These days you have, in the schools and stuff, you have people R-ing each other, sexual misconduct in school. It happens. It's rare, but it happens. At least in the high schools, it's rare. In college, it's not rare at all. There are plenty of stories that come out daily, weekly, etc. about college students that had the R word done to them. And telling a girl in high school that if she defends herself, she will get in trouble, she will be suspended, is setting her up to send that child off to college and not defend herself. That is a very dangerous message to be sending, especially when it comes to any kind of sexual misconduct of any kind. Of any kind. I think this school was completely in the wrong, and I think it's time to change the zero tolerance policy. I think it is completely the time to change zero tolerance policy. It's just not natural. And we should have the right to defend ourselves. No, like I said before, no, we shouldn't be fighting. That we shouldn't be going around trying to start fights. But we should have the right to defend ourselves. And people clearly defending themselves should not be suspended or expelled for those actions. That's all I really have to say on this subject. This is a story that just really got to me, and I wanted to share my thoughts on it. It got me really thinking about the zero tolerance policy and no violence in schools, and how ridiculous that kind of is. I mean, we're trying to teach our children about the real world, and there's violence in the real world. You have to defend yourself in the real world. And we're giving them this fake facade and in school that there's going to be somebody there to keep you safe all the time, and that you shouldn't defend yourself, that you should lay down on the ground like the judge told me, lay down on the ground and cover your head and let people beat the crap out of you until you're in a coma, which is seriously what a judge told me. It's not right. It needs to change. And if you agree with me on that, give this video a thumbs up. If you don't agree with me, give it a thumbs down. That's fine with me. I'm going to take all thumbs downs on this video, as you don't agree we should change the zero tolerance policy. So if you don't agree with this video, give it a thumbs down. If you do agree with it, give it a thumbs up. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this subject down in my comments below. And if you don't mind, share this out to your friends. And if you're new here, subscribe. I don't usually do videos like this. I usually do peculiar occurrences, but I'm kind of burnt out on it. So I really hope my loyal viewers that stick with me every week don't mind me kind of exploring new areas and doing more videos like this and maybe reviews and other stuff like that, because I'm really enjoying it. And if I do get in the mood to do a peculiar occurrence, I will do that. So don't worry, they're not going away for good. I'm just kind of burnt out on them right now. So yeah, until next time, guys, peace.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.